Okay.
So much love. My name is Jennifer Dolph, and I am in the criminal justice um, field to become a victim's advocate. Victimology emerged after World War II as a subset of criminology. Over time, sociologists began to discover that crimes were going unreported and witnesses were less likely to cooperate because needs weren't being met or even considered. Although law enforcement officers and prosecutors were sympathetic to victims of crime, their primary focus was towards prevention and prosecution of the crimes, with little or no concern of how the victims felt or what their needs were. Victims advocacy programs were developed in the 70s and 80s to add emphasis to victims of crime during a criminal prosecution, which led to the field of victim advocacy. A victim advocate is a trained professional. Hold on, that was not supposed to do all that.
Oh man.
Yeah, what is going on?
Holy poo. It's going crazy.
It is too, because I didn't push all that.
No more PowerPoints.
I'm done broken.
Yeah, you broke it.
It's going crazy.
I love how we're still videotaped.
Right, the thing is going crazy.
This counts for her time.
Yes.
Yeah, yours is going to be super long now.
I
It's
know,
awesome.
it is. Okay, a victim advocate is a trained professional to assist victims and witnesses directly affected by crime and traumatic events with a multitude of support services and advice during the legal process, while also maintaining the highest level of confidentiality per statute and also doing the best that they can to decrease the victim's effects of rehashing the crime. They also train law enforcement agencies on how to better serve victims of crime as well as perform administrative duties. This part was before here. Most people, like myself, have their first experience with the criminal justice system after becoming a victim of crime. They're often traumatized and confused by the legal process. It is a victim's advocate's role to explain every step of the legal process. Oh my gosh. Every step of the legal process, including transporting and accompanying the victims to court hearings, counseling them not only in their office, but at times at the crime scene. They make recommendations that are in the best interest of the victim's legal rights and protection. They assess victims' needs, make necessary referrals for suitable treatment. They contact agency, landlords, creditors, employers, like pretty much any person that the victim has any affiliation with while they're going through the criminal procedures. The victim's advocate is their liaison to make sure that they don't lose their jobs or they don't lose their houses. It is also a victim advocate's role to include statistics, investigate complaints, as well as they can be called on to give talks or work with groups and organizations such as domestic violence shelters and children advocacy groups. They work very closely with law enforcement officers, social service agencies, and other criminal justice professionals such as judges and lawyers. Thank you. Oh, we're working now. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the victim advocacy career is expected to grow 26% faster than average for all occupations from 2010 to 2020. However, among government careers, growth can be restricted by budget restraints. Since victim advocacy is in its infancy, the career isn't comparable to that of an experienced social worker, counselor, and other community and social service specialists. The average median annual income for a victim advocate in 2012 was $54,870. Victim advocates generally need a minimum of a bachelor's degree in social work, criminal justice psychology, or another similar field. Although education's requirements are based on the position that you want, the level of responsibility involved, as well as state to state, even district to district expectation, a master's degree is preferred. Most employers hire victim advocates with 2 to 4 years of experience in victim support services. Some require specific experience in interpersonal communication classes, case management, counseling. Are you making fun? You guys are not right. Domestic violence victims, children, substance abuse, and people with developmental delays, just to name a few. They can be acquired by volunteering at victim advocacy organizations, attending seminars or workshops, or through related work with social service agencies. While license and certificates are not required to become a victim advocate, they are offered through the National Organization for Victims Assistance. And there are the accreditations that they have. They are based on proven years of experience, hours obtained in formal training, and the number of case interventions observed. They have 4 different levels, and they are offered twice a year in May and October. Victim advocates work within almost every facet of the criminal justice system. Police departments, prosecutor's office, courts, probations, parole departments, and prisons. These positions require for the advocate to go through the government hiring process, which entails a more extensive background check due to the sensitive nature and confidentiality concerns of their daily work. They are also utilized in hospitals and nonprofit organizations such as domestic violence programs, sexual assault crisis centers, other crisis centers, and community programs. After a crime has been committed and court proceedings have come to conclusions, victims of crimes are left with their lives changed forever. However, with the assistance of a victim's advocate and the passion that these professionals have for victims, the victim can begin to put the pieces of their life back together with support systems that will enable them to be successful. Through a multitude of services, victim advocates bring a sensitivity to the justice system that would otherwise exist. Any questions?
Why are you so beautiful? She's like, you're weird.
Questions regarding victim advocacy, please?
I'll just wait.
Alright, well, then that's it.